Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Hell yeah, welcome back. So, if you're new here, hi, hello. My name is Caitlin, and if you are not new, welcome back. Thank you for watching. And as you can see by the title, you know that I'm going to do a little story time today. I mentioned in the stories when I was talking about my moving to California and how I packed up and moved and the trip across the country, etc, etc. I said that now that you guys know that I moved in LA, I can start telling stories that happened in LA, and this happens to be one of them. So let's get started. So when I was in LA, I was looking for jobs pretty immediately, as you guys know, and I ended up, basically, I'm going to tell a whole story about this in another video, so I'm just going to kind of cut to the chase. I ended up working for this weird, scammy company, and basically, you know, they recruit people, etc., and I happened to meet this woman. She was super, super nice. By the way, I just want to start off also by saying any story ever that I make in the future is definitely never to hurt anyone's feelings. That is not my intentions at all. I will obviously not say their real name, and most likely if the story would actually really truly hurt someone's feelings that didn't deserve it, I'm not going to tell that story. So anyways, I met this woman. She was super, super sweet. She was also one of the recruits that worked there. There was a bunch of people that you meet in that business, and she was just so welcoming. She was one of the first people I met. She was super, super nice, super like funny. She was wicked funny, and I don't know, we just vibed, we got along, like everything was all good. And she, you know, we exchanged numbers. She became my friend, and also someone that was, you know, I had a person to rely on going through this experience with. I don't remember if at this time when the story happened, if I was still even associated with that company or if I had dropped off, because, spoiler alert, I got the fuck out of that. Anyway, and one night she texted me and she asked if I wanted to dog sit her dogs for the night. Of course, I was like, heck yeah. Like, basically what she told me is I just have to come to her apartment, sit on the couch, eat snacks, watch TV, and play with the dogs. Obviously, I was so freaking down, like, that, and I don't think she was gonna pay me for it. I don't really remember, but either way, like, of course I was down to do that. And so I asked my roommate, one of my roommates, and he said that he would go because he likes animals too, and like we would just chill. Like, it would be a fun night. Like, we were just gonna like go there, sit, watch the dogs, and just, I don't know, leave at a decent time, go home, drink our freaking, I had Mike's Hard Lemonade that I wanted to drink at home. I was like, I don't know, I wanted to have a good night, okay? And we were all excited. I was really, really happy that he was gonna come with me because, I mean, I really just didn't want to be alone, even though that still would have been fun, but it was even more exciting having someone enter there too, especially because we're not from around here, so to be able to go somewhere and, like, you know, make connections and stuff with people is super cool out there. So I was happy that he was coming with me. Anyways, so we made our way. The location that we were going to was probably about like 20-25 minutes away from my apartment where I lived, and it, you know, LA traffic, so probably took longer, but we got there, everything. And at this time it had just started getting dark out. I think, you know when it's like bluish out because the sun had set but it's still not dark out? I believe it was that time, so it was just like, it was going into darkness. And she was already gone. She said she left the sliding door unlocked. We could just go, whatever, lock it behind us. Everything was fine because she had just left before that. So we're on our way, driving, we're gonna have a great night, play with some dogs. And we show up, easy peasy. She told me how to park and stuff at her place where she lived. And we get into her upstairs. And we didn't even get to go inside, y'all. I did not step foot in this woman's apartment. I opened the door. Liam was right behind me. And all of a sudden, We don't know these dogs. 2 little tiny dogs. One was black and the other I think was like brown. I honestly don't remember, but I do remember one was black. Because guess what? That's the motherfucking when we lost. Anyway, so the black little dog goes, runs right past us. Just runs out past us. I try and snag him. My roommate tries and snag him. Can't snag him. So he runs. I immediately shut the door. The other dog's still inside. And we're going down the steps. We can still see this dog. He's visible. I'm like, okay, like, obviously this is annoying, but we're going to just, he doesn't know us, so we can't just call him and he's going to love us and expect to just come here. So we're trying to get him over. You know, we're calling him because we do know his name, and we're like trying to, you know, get closer to him so I can just scoop him up. And he ends up booking it. This little black dog. And it was nighttime. Like, in North Hollywood. An area that I'm not from. I'm not even from California. Like, bitch, I do not know. I do not know where I'm going. Like, at all. I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know the streets. I don't know the area. I don't know, like, nothing. Never mind to go find this freaking dog. So, yeah, guess what the frick our night was? Looking for this dog. So, you know, we get into my Jeep. We're driving down the streets. I think at first we walked because we were like, he couldn't have gone too far. So, yeah, I think we ended up walking at first. We're walking around looking for this freaking dog. And of course, like, now I'm starting to freak out because it's not my dog. I didn't even get to sit down. This night is not going the way that I was expecting it to go at all. And I'm like, should I call her? Should I call her? And I'm like, no. We both decided, no, not yet. It's not panic mode yet. Just relax. Like, it's okay. Like, we're gonna find him. He couldn't have gone far. Obviously, we were right behind him. And we ran into a group of people that were hanging out on the street, and we asked them if they saw our little dog run by, you know, and they're like, yeah, like a little black dog. He did run by here just like a few minutes ago. And we're like, thank God. So we're like, okay, like, he's going this way. Like, we are gonna find him for sure. So, you know, we wander all the streets. Like I said, this neighborhood I do not know. We're just wandering. And then we end up at this park. We're looking all through the freaking park, like, everywhere. It's dark at this point. Like, I mean, there's street lights and stuff and lights at the park, but, like, it was, like, dark outside. I wish I remembered the time, honestly, like, but it was late. Like, I want to say probably, like, 10 or, I don't even know. It could have been maybe earlier than that, like 8. I don't know if we got there at 8. Either way, it doesn't even matter. So, it wasn't that late, though, is my point. So yeah, we ended up just doing that. We could not find him. We spent so long. And then we decided we're going to get into my Jeep and we're going to drive around and look for him. That way we can, you know, cover more ground faster, because us walking, he could be running like faster. So we decided to do that, and that didn't work. We basically went the same streets that we walked, because mind you, it's like a main street, and then there's like a little residential neighborhood next to it. So it's just all like, you know, like streets and blocks and whatever. So, and that's where the people saw him too, which is good, because I didn't want him to be in the main street. So that's where we were looking. Like, there was a lot of land to cover too. It wasn't just like one block and we're like, oh, we can't find him, whatever. We were looking. And then I really started panicking, because I was like, oh, fuck, like, I have to call her. Like, I'm so scared to call her. Like, can you freaking imagine, like, you ask someone to babysit your dogs, and it's like, they lose it, like, before they can even get into your freaking house? Like, are you kidding me? And plus, you're, like, out doing whatever, and, I'll tell you what she's doing. But you're out doing whatever, and you're trying to have fun and stuff, and you don't even know your dog's missing. Like, if I knew that about my cats, like, oh my God, I would freak out. So I was panicking and stuff, and obviously wicked stress, like, and of course, like, I kind of, like, Not even, like, I did lash out, but my roommate was, like, starting to complain. Like, obviously, it was a ridiculous situation. He wasn't even a part of it. I kind of made him a part of it. And he started complaining. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'll just take you home if you want, whatever. And I'm sure I gave him attitude. Like, I was just, like, I wasn't mad, but it just added to what I was already feeling. And I was like, and it, mind you, it would have been way out of my way. I would have brought him all the way home, like 20-25 minutes, and then come all the way back and still look for this dog by myself at nighttime in a place that I don't really know. So he ended up saying, no, it's fine. I have to stay with you, being a good friend. And at the time, like, I was annoyed that he was complaining for what I just mentioned, but realistically, I don't blame him at all. Like, he could have just been home doing his thing. Like, he didn't have to be a part of this. Like, I would have been pissed too, and I would have been so frustrated. I mean, I was frustrated, but you get what I mean. So he stays with me. It's cool. We keep looking. We keep driving. Finally, after so many hours of looking for this dog, a black dog at nighttime, I decide, like, I have to call her. Like, I have no choice. Like, I cannot find this dog. I don't know what to do. So I called her, and I explained to her, and I just told her, you know, like, basically what happened, that he scooted out when we got there. We've spent this entire time looking for him. We absolutely did not for 1 second not look for this dog. Like, it's not like we went in and said, okay, let's settle, let's put our bags down, or like, make sure the other dog's okay, and then go look for this dog. Like, I could see that the other dog was okay. He was in the house. He was fine. I needed to find this dog before it got hit by a car or went missing even further. So that's that. And she seemed distressed, but you could hear it was loudness in the background. She was clearly, like, with a lot of people. There was something like a party or some sort of, like, a club, a party, something like that, or a bar or whatever. And you could tell that she was, like, worried, but she didn't want to, like, freak out in public. And also she was a really, really cool person. So, I mean, I wasn't really expecting her to freak out, but it's your dog. Like, I didn't know how she was going to freak out. And I was really, really scared. Like, I was, like, ready to cry. Like, it was insane. She ends up saying, okay, like, I'll be home soon. Which, like, I expected her to come home then, because if it was me, I would have. But she ended up coming home relatively, like, you know, I don't remember how long after. It wasn't long after, but it wasn't immediately. And she came home covered in glitter, and she had been at a special club. You know what I mean? Yeah, she was at one of those. So she was having a really good time. And I feel bad that I had to ruin her night, but yeah, it's just wild. Like, all this is happening, and she's freaking out a sex club. That's wild. Anyway, so she came home, and she actually, like, she came in, and that's when we got into her apartment, which is wild that, like, that's the first time I freaking stepped foot in there. Met the other dog, pet it, like, I don't even know. So she was like, it's okay, like, let's go look for him, like, when was the last time you see him, blah, blah, blah. And then we all started looking. She even called her friend to come out and look. I remember her, she, like, had a flashlight. She was across the street of that main street that I was saying, and she was looking. Like, we were all out looking and driving around and stuff, and we'd be on the phone, and we're like, I can't find. And she was definitely adamant that we would keep looking, but it got to 3:30 in the morning. And mind you, like I said, we did not get there that late. Like, it was definitely, it must have been before 10 o'clock at night. Like, I'm thinking, like, 8 is when we got there, honestly. So, yeah, we were just, there was no more that I can do besides staying up for, like, 24 hours straight looking for this dog. And I feel really freaking bad that this happened. And I felt so bad that, like, I was responsible for this little dog, and I love animals, and I love dogs, and it just happened. Like, it just happened so fast. And so be careful, guys. Like, seriously, like, just, I was gonna say learn from my mistakes, but honestly, there was nothing you could do. The shit like that happens. Shit happens in life. And it was just one of those bad situations. Like, freaking sucked. But anyways, we went to, like, animal, like, 24-hour, I think, animal shelter, or, like, I just remember us ending up in front of an animal shelter to see if maybe, like, they got it, or, like, whatever. I think maybe they were closed and they had a certain, like, time gap that they weren't open. I don't remember exactly. We got their number, called them, left them a message. They obviously didn't answer. So at that point, I was like, I'm sorry, like, we have to go home. Like, I'm sorry. And so they took over from there. She did have a group of people looking for the dog as well. So it wasn't just like her. I probably would not have left her if it was just her. But yeah, basically, I think they didn't even find him that night, and they had to give up because you can search the world. Like, it's busy there. There's a lot going on. Like, they could have kept looking, but you're gonna have to sleep. You have to regain energy, you know? The next morning, I don't remember what time. Let's say 10 a.m. because that struck in my head. That might not even be the real time, but that's what I feel like. Or maybe 10 a.m. someone saw him, because I remember someone posting that they saw him, or she had posted that they did, and they, whatever, I think took a picture or something. And later that day, or 10 a.m., probably later that day. Later that day, they found him. I don't know who found him, but, you know, the woman that, like, my friend, she was posting all over her Facebook. So people in the area looked, people she knew much more than me. She lived there for a while. Like, she wasn't from Massachusetts like I was. So yeah, basically with the help of Facebook and the help of everyone looking and stuff, they finally found him, and he was okay when they found him. But yeah, that's basically a quick little story I wanted to tell you guys today about the time that me and my roommate got stuck searching for a dog all night long, a black dog in night, when it was an area that we weren't from, had no idea like where we were going or looking, and all while the person I was dog sitting for was at a sex club doing lots of things. So yeah. I had a video that I had filmed with my two little brothers that I was really excited to film. It was Who Knows Me Better, and I still might post it, but honestly the exposure is really bad, and I had them write on white papers like their answers to the questions I was asking, and you can't read it. And also I was wearing a black tank top and I think it is like a sports bra, and from like my cleavage to here, like my cleavage, you could see through it because of how the lighting was, and it looked like, I don't know, I was just like wearing see-through clothes around my brothers, and like, I don't know, I don't want that vibe to come off at all. It was the lighting, it was weird, it was also just the top of my shirt. So I might post it still, I might, and that's a video I was gonna post today, and I tried editing it the best I can to where I felt like it was at least like kind of enjoyable. But because of those things, I might scrap it, and I might just have to refilm with them. And if I do post if I do refilm with them, I'm gonna have to ask them new questions. I'm not going to ask them the same questions. I want it to be authentic. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that little story time. I definitely have more, and I definitely have a lot more like longer actual stories, but just wanted a little short one for this Friday. And I hope you guys are all staying safe. The pandemic is still in effect, in case you were wondering. And wear your mask, you know, do all the right things that you need to do. Be a moral human. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. And thank you for watching. Dusty says bye. Bye, guys.